Hey everyone, I've gotten comments asking how I fake Animal Crossing dialogue, so I figured I'll make a tutorial while I make a new video. If you have a micro SD card for your Switch and you hold the share button, you'll get up to the last 30 seconds of your game recorded. For this example, I'm going to use Isabelle doing the daily announcements. My biggest tip going into this is just to know exactly what you want to do beforehand, so you know exactly what you have to record, and it just makes the whole process so much easier. Transfer the footage to your computer and open up After Effects. Just as an aside, I know After Effects can be intimidating, but once you start learning it, it opens up so many possibilities for what you can do with your editing. Yes, this can be done with Premiere through masking, but it is just so much easier in After Effects, and I'm going to show you why. Start a new comp with your footage from your Switch and create a new solid layer on top of your footage. Use the color picker tool to match the color of the actual text background to the new solid, then just play around with the solid and reshape it until it covers the text. Use Ctrl-T to create a new text layer. These are the settings I use to get pretty close to the size and spacing in the game. It's not an exact match, but it works. If someone knows how to get an exact match, please let me know. I've really been trying and I can't get it to work. A good way to match up the text is to type out the actual dialogue in the game and then try to align it with your text. Use the color picker again to get the right color for your font. Trim the start of the solid background and text layer to the start of the character talking, and the end of your text layer to the end of the first dialog box. Twirl down the text layer and go to Animate, then Opacity. Twirl down the range selector, and under Advanced you'll see an option for smoothness. Turn that down to 0, then turn opacity down to 0. Add a keyframe for start at 0%, then another keyframe for 100%. Open up the audio waveform of your footage to line up the keyframes with whenever the character starts talking and whenever they finish talking. This is how we get the effect of the words being spelled out as they're talking. Now that you have this layer done, you can just duplicate it using Ctrl-D and repeat the process with the rest of the dialogue. If you wanted to do this in Premiere, you would have to go frame by frame with the mask to reveal each letter, and that is so tedious and just not worth your time. Trust me, that's how I started doing it, and I've wasted so much time. Now your dialogue might end like this, where the text box fades out at the end. Just keyframe the opacity of the solid background and the last text layer to match the game text box. It's not a perfect match, but it's hard to notice, and it's only over 7 frames. Use Ctrl-M to send your composition to the render queue. I send my video to the Adobe Media Encoder to customize my render settings and be able to work as I export. If you're curious, these are my export settings. I make sure to use maximum render quality and render at maximum depth. I also use VBR 2-pass. Even though it takes a little longer to export, it does really make a difference in the final quality. And that's it. Boom, you're done.